Hey everybody, I'm just checking in, making sure everybody's good. I'm letting you know that I'm good. Um, wow, it seems like it's been a moment or two since I made a video anyway, but yeah, today I'm posting just a video audio message basically because I don't feel like getting dressed to record at all. I'm actually at my place in Philadelphia, and I was just been reading some emails this morning about certain events and stuff that have been canceled for me. So yeah, as everybody is talking about the virus going around, COVID-19, yeah, I understand like everything that's happening and stuff, but I guess like I'm just gonna share my thoughts on everything. I guess what I've been kind of going through, because when I first like heard about it, maybe about 3 weeks or so ago, because I don't feel like it was really being talked about a lot until after the like Kobe Bryant funeral or something like that. But yeah, and I don't watch the news too much just because it can drive me crazy sometimes, just because sometimes it seems biased a lot of times, and they're not intentional, sloppy. A lot of the reporters are, and so I don't like scare tactics and stuff they put out there. And I've kind of been that way since September 11th. But anyways, so I've heard about like maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago, but we were still making our plans for everything. And I had a lot of travel plans for this semester because I'm a leader in organizations at school, and I am responsible for some things. So I had plans to go to New York we had like a conference, an expo there, and it was going to be a fun time. I was going to go to Canada for a conference, and that was going to be a fun time as well. And I had some meetings scheduled that I worked on a lot, like spent a lot of time to work on items for. And within 24 hours, everything is pretty much done. So again, I understand that, and I'm getting to like the reason why that is important that it happens. But it's just, I don't know, it's just a weird place to be in. Because like I spent a lot of time putting in work for some of these events, and they're not going to happen. And I wish there was a way I could figure it out. Like, I don't know, I might figure out a way to do some things online. But you really don't know. So it's like, yeah, and I'm still waiting on some reimbursement money, but I don't think I can even tackle that until after. So anyways, get first one. So our school closed until March 29th, at least. We just got the message. First, it was just an email saying, oh, we're just going to be precautious like Tuesday. And so Tuesday, we found out that, okay, they didn't cancel the conference in Canada, but you can't use any university money to travel. And you can't go to level 2 countries. And then as WHO, like the World Health Organization, updated us, we made changes to kind of go along with it as well. And then by like Wednesday, it's like, okay, majority of events that have people who don't belong to our university, they can't come to the event, and those will be canceled, those events that require their attendance. And no more than 4 people from like any non-university member can come to the school for like events. And then again, yesterday, I woke up with plans like again of still having my semester go on. There was talks about having the classes online, like only having the class, like the lectures, recorded lectures, and that's fine because like, we've done that before, no big deal. But I was still expecting to do patient care and I don't know, just still expecting like things regular. But then halfway through the day, it's like, okay, no, we're not going to do patient care. We're going to find other activities for you guys to do to make sure your curriculum is not, greatly affected to try to keep your skills up. Okay, and then like an hour later, no, like they canceled clinic. They're closing again, the campus, clinic, everything. So, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like, like when you're younger, it's like, okay, you get a snow day, and you're like, okay, I get time to catch up on some stuff, like the next day. But then I was like, okay, 18 days of nothing. I don't know. I do not know what that means for me because I'm going to be terribly bored, but I also have to be productive. Anyway, so that happened, and I actually did go to the grocery store yesterday, like after I got out of school, to get some items. I have food and stuff in there. Like I'm only eating like pretty much one meal a day because I intermittent fast, and I was like, okay, let me just get a few items just to supplement the things I have in there in case, like, I know me. If I don't have anything to do up here, I'm not going to be running around town trying to get sick. My voice sounds funny now because I was actually sick 3 weeks prior to this, and it had nothing to do with the virus. It was just I was sick because I have like sinus issues anyway. So I'm not going to be running around. I know me. Like if I'm in today, unless my friends and I plan to get together to study, whatever, I'm going to stay pretty much in my apartment. And I have a lot of space in here. So thankfully that'll be fine. But I was just talking to my friends about it. And then I got anyways, we got another email this morning to letting us know that pretty much their plan is for all of our stuff to be online for the rest of the semester. This can go from, again, the 29th to May. And they even talked about people who are graduating. They are looking at doing like a web cast of the graduation where there would be no audience. And that kind of touched me because I'm just like this, again, I understand, but it's just, it's so eerie because just like, okay, you work hard and now no one can come to the graduation. How awkward is that going to be? It's just weird. And then, like, I would say at first, too, I was like, okay, some of this, I was like, it seems like an overreaction. I would say, like, I wasn't joking about, like, I'm not a person like to coughing people and joking touch stuff. But I was just kind of, like, not taking it as serious because it didn't affect me yet. But then when I start to hear that the people who are dying are in population like senior citizens, people with autoimmune conditions, like, and they're compromised, so like diabetics, rheumatoid, what's that word before? Arthritis. Yeah, rheumatoid arthritis. Any kind of thing that can jeopardize your immune system. And then that affects, I thought about like this, my parents, because they're senior citizens. Some very important people in my life are senior citizens. So it is important that we're careful, because even though like they're saying that people who are healthy and not immunocompromised are not getting hospitalized, we can still catch it and not be symptomatic for 14 days. That's a long time, and pass it on to someone else. So that's what, I was concerned for. So I did call all my relatives and tell them, just be mindful, kind of quarantine yourself if you can. Just don't be running out and about. Okay. So the video got cut off. I don't know what happened to it. it was recorded, but I'm just going to add a few more things to the statement. But basically, they were saying that only the people who were like elderly and stuff were being hospitalized or immunocompromised. But I did see a video that kind of like what alerted me from Inside Edition. It was a young professional. I think he was in his 30s. He was healthy, had no immunoincompetent conditions, and he went to a medical convention in New York, and within 3 to 4 days he became ill. And they showed video of him in the hospital. He was speaking, and he's a physician assistant. He was saying how to wear a mask to cover your face and stuff. He said they said that healthy people weren't being compromised, and that's just, he said, weren't being hospitalized. So he didn't think he was at risk or anything. And so that kind of made me more cautious and to start taking this a little bit seriously. Because I was looking at all the flights that are cheap right now, the stocks that are cheap. So I was buying some stocks, definitely the ones that typically look a little bit more stable. I was looking at cruises, because I was just talking to Shara. We were laughing like, this is crazy. But cruise ships are, germ, ground zero from germs, basically anyways. They try their best, but people simply just will not wash their hands. I don't know how to say it. And then they do things that can affect everybody else. So that's the big point of shutting down stuff. It's causing people to panic, unfortunately, because that's a natural human emotion. But it's important that they do stop stuff, stop large crowds from gathering, because it's the people that don't tell you that they're still doing risky behaviors. It's those people that are doing risky behaviors, and they don't communicate that, and then they catch the virus, and they may be fine, but then they expose it to someone who is not going to be able to handle it as well. And those are the ones that are the reason why they have to shut stuff down, because it's too much of a risk, and especially when we don't know. When I went to the grocery store and saw the long lines and all this stuff, I wasn't really shocked like that. A lot of people here were shocked. I'm like, listen, I'm from the South. Every time it snows, it's like that. So I'm used to it. But this is different because there I had an end date. I know that, okay, the next day, things were going to go back to normal. I was going to go to school at least within the next 2 days, or there was an end date. Here, we don't really have an end date because they don't really know anything. So our school shut down until the 29th, and then they're playing it by ear. But they really have no plans for us to come back on the campus for any kind of didactic activities at all. So, I don't know. It's just weird. This is a weird place to be, because it's I'm excited about moving forward with my schooling. This is our last year of academics, and it does, now, because it is affecting me directly. Now I'm just kind of in a place of uncertainty. So I'm just calm and patient. That's all I can do. I can just work on little things here, just studying and stuff. But they closed the clubhouse. Well, we don't have a clubhouse. It's little centers inside the building for us to. They closed the gym. They closed the business center. So no social engagement for 18 days is a long time. So I don't know. It's just a weird place to be. But my goal is to, I will plan on making videos, probably more discussion videos here. I am planning another cruise for 2021 and later on this year. So I might, do a demo of that. But right now, okay, it was being recorded. So, yeah. just stay safe. I'm going to post some screenshots of like a little thing I typed out just telling you, just common sense stuff, guys. You should be doing these things anyways, but just, wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you decide to use sanitizer, then you need to rub your hands together for at least 20 seconds and make sure it's completely dry, because if it's not dry all the way, it's ineffective. If you are sick, then you need to stay home. If you have a fever, runny nose, any flu-like, symptoms, make sure you call your doctor or call a urgent care or something and let them know what's going on, and they'll advise you what to do. Avoid crowds if you can until notified otherwise. We don't know. I can say 2 weeks, but they may change it. This has literally just kept changing. That's the thing. This has changed frequently since Tuesday. I knew this was coming anyways, but it's just I don't know. So just try to make the best out of the situation. Don't be fearful. Everything will work out the way it's supposed to. It's just, again, just don't be fearful, but don't be, what's the word I'm looking for? Foolish. There we go. Don't be foolish. So don't, I think they didn't ban, I think they corrected what Trump said about traveling. Americans being able to travel out of the country, and in the country they said you can't. First they were saying they banned it all from Europe, but that's not true. You can travel in and out, but just be cautious. If you're gonna fly, I would cover my mouth. I'm not gonna fly on an airplane because I know if I go to sleep or something, I don't want to just breathe in. That's a lot of air just circling around. I can't do it. So I know I would put a mask on my face. I don't care what they say. I'll put something over my face. It's not going to keep the flu out consistently, but at least you'll have a barrier if something does happen. Just be cautious. You don't have to have hand sanitizer. It's all sold out to stores anyway. Literally, when I went Wednesday to get foil for this event I had, all the hand sanitizer, all of the wipes, all that was gone. And I thought that was a bit ridiculous, because there are people who really need it that don't have access to it now. But you can use bleach and water. I think you can mix up a 10% bleach water mixture and put it in a bottle, and you can use that as disinfectant around the house. Of course it's bleach, so just be mindful. Don't spray your clothes and stuff. Don't do anything crazy or unusual. Just be cautious. Don't get on a cruise ship. Yeah, don't do it now. I thought, again, even if it's cheap, just I don't know, because I don't know how hard they are cleaning. They can say they're sanitizing, but again, unless you're going to clean your room yourself, I don't see it. So anyways, what are you guys doing to just get through this time? What are some things you heard in your states? Just share it below. I think this video might end up being, okay, it cut off again, and it's almost 1 o'clock, so I have to go work on something else. But be sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys another time. Bye.